When people buy a Tesla Model S, one of the biggest questions they have is whether they want to spend the $2,500 cost to upgrade to the factory premium sound system. That sound system adds more speakers and a subwoofer. If you instead choose to go with the standard sound system, the question you have is, can you approximate or upgrade your standard audio to a better sounding system for less than the factory cost of $2,500? That's what we're going to find out. The company Harmonic has developed two packages to upgrade the factory sound systems for the Tesla Model S. Their premium package is called the Model S .12P, and it includes an aftermarket 1200 watt premium amplifier, which is built by Harmonic, and speaker upgrades. That system is recommended to be professionally installed and costs a little under $2,000. The other system, which is for the standard audio Model S, is called the Model S .4D. That system replaces the 4 factory speakers in the doors with speakers that are specially built for Harmonic. At the time of this review, the system price had recently dropped from $1,200 to $1,000. So, the question is, for $1,000, which is less than half the cost of the factory upgrade, can I approximate, or at least dramatically improve, the sound of the standard Tesla audio system? Harmonic says that their upgrade is a plug-and-play type system. All you have to do is dismantle the doors, pop in their speakers, put everything back together again. To start the process, I'll need to dismantle the doors in the car in order to take out the factory speakers. But before I do that, I want to get some very basic benchmarks. I have a sound meter to record the decibels. I'm going to go ahead and put the audio at 5 to do these measurements. I have adjusted the meter to 70 decibels. Let's start taking things apart. The standard factory system consists of 2 speakers in the A-pillars, 2 in the front doors, and 2 in the rear doors. Of course, taking all those apart is necessary in order to put in the new speakers. Luckily, Harmonic has provided a teardown guide on their YouTube channel. Well, hopefully this is the hardest part. I used a plastic tool to wedge down underneath there so that I could grab this insert. It has tabs on it. In the Harmonic video, it does not appear to have tabs, so mine was actually pretty hard to get out. But once I've done that, there's a 10 millimeter bolt hiding down there. Okay, with that bolt removed, next there are 2 Torx screws hidden behind that plastic panel. It seems easiest to pop the leading edge of the panel by the front door rather than the back where those tabs are. So pull that handle, pop the front, comes right out, and there's the 2 Torx screws. Now note that those Torx screws are T30, T30s. So make sure you have the right tool. Okay, with those screws removed, I'm going to go ahead and lower the window so that we have more room to work to get the door panel off. Because I don't have an extra hand, I'm going to let these guys show you how the door panel pops up.
10mm bolt. We're going to go ahead and take a nylon pry bar and go around this entire edge of the door panel.
Theirs must be loose.
Force.
Disconnect a whole bunch of wires in here. I'm not really sure how some of these connectors work, so I've decided not to do that, but I will show you what I did. These connectors there's a whole bunch of them in here, and they're very tiny, and they're very fussy, and I'm just not interested in dealing with them. But I found, at least for the front door, if I pivot it, and I rested it on a big wad of fabric here, I can get full access to the speaker and its connectors without taking any of the other wires off. And in fact, Tesla gave me a little work light here on the bottom of the door. And basically, they just, once you've undone the clip, out they come. Okay, I have the front speaker out. Here it is. I do want to point out, good practice whenever you're doing this, get yourself a bin to keep all these fasteners in. And mark where you're removing things from. So, you can see I have these marked as, front passenger, which way goes front, and I've also marked the speaker that I've taken out in case I ever want to reinstall it. I don't know why I would. But here's what it looks like when it's out. It's your typical factory speaker. Not particularly sturdy construction. This feels like heavily recycled plastic here. And for those who know what they're looking at, there you go. It's a 2 ohm speaker, and it kind of does a little bit of everything. And that's all there is to it. When I get the light harmonic speakers here, they haven't arrived yet, we'll do a back-to-back comparison. Because of the test we're planning to do, and because the light harmonic speakers are not here yet, for now I'm just going to tack this side back together and move on to the rear. It's not entirely clear if the LH system is using the same speakers front and back, but one thing that is clear, having taken them out of the car now, is that Tesla is. At least for the standard audio system, the part numbers and everything else on the labels matches from front to rear. So I would say that they are using the same speakers front to back, which is a good thing, because if I ever decide to go back, I'm going to need a new back speaker. Word to the wise, when you're popping the back door panels, which I've already kind of stowed for the night, right between the two fasteners, right next to the speaker, is an alignment post of some kind. And that post, when the fasteners break free suddenly, is in a prime position to go right through your cone. So have a helper standing by and holding on to that panel for you. Okay, so it's day 2. Have my Tesla Wardenclyffe shirt on, and the car is ready. And off the FedEx truck today, that box from Light Harmonic. So I'm going to crack it open, see what we got. Okay, so we're going to look at the construction of these speakers in a little bit more detail, but we'll just start with the first observations. Here's the stock speaker, and here is the Light Harmonic speaker. Let's just see how they stack up literally if we put them on the scale. So the factory speaker weighs in at, let's see, there we go, about ½ pound. Alright, now let's compare that to the Light Harmonic speaker. Yeah, you heard that thump, right? Yeah, it's a lot heavier. Now, as for construction, this is the stock speaker with an integrated clip, and it's plastic, and well, a lot of foam, and it's fairly thin here. And then here's the back, that size magnet. Now there's a foam backing here, which I don't know if you can see real well. It's a separate piece, so I might actually come up with some felt when I install the Light Harmonic ones. Anyway, Light Harmonic has a clip that does protrude a little bit, which is fine actually. A little bit more space is not a problem. And I can't set that one on its face like the factory speaker because the cone sticks out. So I'm just going to turn it over here and let you see the size of those magnets. You can make that out. It's a lot bigger. Like I said, it's a lot heavier. It's about 5 times heavier. So as I said, there is a definite soft layer here that the Tesla housing where it connects to the metal part of the door. Now the Light Harmonic one is just very, very thick, heavy metal. And there's no installation instructions, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is only going to help or do nothing. So I got a scrap of pretty thick fleece or felt, I don't know what it is, something from my wife's craft drawer. And I'm going to go ahead and cut some areas where that will be connecting to the door, just so there's a little bit of isolation there. If you were really doing a proper installation, you probably would go ahead and dynamat the door, but since we're comparing speakers, not installation techniques, I'm only going to do this minimal thing because it really doesn't cost anything. So just like before, I'm going to be using the Alan Parsons project and doing samples off of that. First we're going to set this up so that it's the same conditions as last time. That means the equalizer zeroed out, fade is all zeroed out, and we're going to set the volume at 5. Alright, well, that's the test there, best I can remember from what I did before. And Hopefully there's some useful info. I know that's not the ideal listening place, but I only have so many hands.